Welcome back everybody to another episode of Sneaker Updates. This will be Sneaker Updates number 66. If you happen to be new here, feel free to subscribe and enable post notifications just to stay 100% updated on every hype sneaker. Essentially in this series, we go over sneakers that received updates throughout the week. For example, some of those may potentially include some Off-White, Yeezys, Jordans, and more. But with that short little intro out of the way, why don't we jump right into the first update. Kicking it off, let's begin with Nike and Off-White, since that's what you guys seem to like the most. First, by the time you're watching this video, the Off-White Jordan 5 will have released already. I did make a how to cop guide for these, so if you guys haven't already, again, make sure to subscribe and enable post notification just so you're always 100% updated with this type of release info. Now, with that said, let me know in the comments below how you performed on the drop, whether you caught a W or L. I presume that the majority of people unfortunately did take L, since that's just basic supply and demand. However, this actually isn't the last chance. In fact, it is extremely common for Off-White to restock. The very last release on the site, the Off-White Rubber Dunks, actually had a restock just 5 or 6 days after the release. This isn't anything new though. It's normally always the case when it comes to Off-White site releases. Now there is an issue with this. As of 2020, Off-White was actually acquired by Farfetch. Initially, I didn't think this would affect any stock on Off-White's site until the Off-White Jordan 4 drop. Everyone was anticipating the usual restocks. However, the Off-White site actually hardly restocked any of the Off-White Jordan 4s. However, what we did see instead was them later drop on Farfetch for over retail, even over the normal resale price that you usually see on the secondary market. Farfetch has always done this with their own stock. Now, since they own Off-White as well, it is very possible that rather than having them restock on Off-White's site, they then allocate the canceled pairs to Farfetch's site to sell them at a premium at the secondary market value. On the other hand, for the recent release being the Rubber Dunks, they actually did see some really good restocks on the site, just like they used to always see. Now, my theory is that the margin on these in the secondary market was not worth Farfetch's time for reallocating the stock, unlike the Jordan 4s, which obviously was worth their time considering the premium that they're going for. If this theory is correct, that means we will likely see little to no restocks on the Off-White Jordan 5 following the day of the release, unfortunately. Now, regardless of that theory being correct or not, I personally would advise you all to be prepared for potential restocks regardless. Restocks primarily occur on weekdays for Off-White sites, primarily between the hours of 3 a.m. Eastern Time to 11 a.m. Eastern Time, which unfortunately isn't too US friendly, but it is friendly for my European supporters, so lucky you guys, of course. Unless you guys do have access to an Off-White monitor, I wouldn't go out of your way to stay awake at these specific times, like 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. But if you are up around those times to go to work, go to school, or if you're just up late gaming, I would suggest being ready. If you don't have a monitor, your best source would be Twitter accounts like SoLinks, More Sneakers, Personals for You. But in conclusion, I really just don't want to get your hopes up for this. Therefore, I wanted to illustrate my theory here. Although the last drop, we did see a lot of restocks, I do feel that there won't be many, if any, following the drop day due to the theory I did just recently discuss. However, I still do suggest preparing to be safe. Now, moving on from those, we do have some more news for Off-White and Nike. Specifically, we got detailed images of the upcoming Off-White and Nike Next %. These come in a solar red colorway, a black and green colorway, and finally a pink glow colorway. All of these will be releasing sometime in mid to late November for $260 each. Due to the high retail, unfortunately, and Nike Off-White runners not being extremely hyped compared to other Off-White collabs, I'm really only expecting small profit on these, nothing too significant. This may change as we approach the drop though. I'll keep you guys updated, of course. Now, with Nike and Off-White out of the way, let's discuss some other miscellaneous sneakers before jumping into Jordans and Yeezys, because we actually have quite a lot of action here today. Kicking it off with none other than Travis Scott. Earlier this week, Travis Scott released a video where he showed off the new Travis Scott PlayStation Dunk. Although these have no specific release info as of now, it is very probable that they will eventually see a release within the next few months based on the marketing. I will keep you guys updated, of course. When they do end up dropping though, definitely expect these to be extremely profitable with an incredible margin. Moving on, the Japanese clothing brand Ready Made has officially teamed up with Nike to bring us the Ready Made Blazer Mid. These should be dropping sometime in late November or December for $160. In terms of resale for these, they definitely do have solid potential for some easy small profit, nothing too significant. We'll see as we approach that date though. Moving on, we have some more really great news. In 2021, we will be receiving another Supreme Dunk collaboration. This time, the collaboration will take inspiration from the 2003 Supreme Dunk collab. There will be a blue, green, brown, and black colorway releasing, mock-ups courtesy of Z Sneakerheads. When these do end up releasing, definitely expect them to be very profitable with a great margin as well. Moving on, the SB Dunk Low Chicago has began releasing throughout US skate shops over the past week. Since skate shops do drop at random days and random times, I would highly suggest following personals for you on Twitter, just so you're as updated as possible when it does come to any random drops or flash raffles like the one we had today. Then, courtesy of Soul Heat on Feet, we got our first look at the SB Dunk Low Chinese New Year. These should be dropping in February for $100. Definitely expect these to be very profitable with a great margin when they do release. Certainly neck breakers, but that's what I like to see. So I'll definitely be trying to get a personal on these. Let me know what your thoughts are, because I do understand that they're pretty crazy. Also, courtesy of Soul Heat on Feet, we got detailed images of the SB Dunk Low Club 58, which takes inspiration from the Porsche 917K, which is an iconic racing car. You can certainly expect these to be very profitable with a great margin when they do drop. I really do like these, but I really wish they made the upper with shiny patent leather instead of this suede material. Let me know if you agree. These will be dropping in early 2021 for $100. Then this December, for $120 each, we will be seeing the Bodega Dunk collaboration in two colorways, images via Cop by JC. Definitely expect these to be very profitable with a good margin too. Two of the many dunks to look forward to coming up. Moving on to November 4th, for $140, we will be seeing the Air Max 90 Strawberry Lemonade drop. Based on how the Air Max 1 Limeade performed, I'm really not expecting anything notable for these. I'd suggest personal only. Then Nike will be releasing a China exclusive Beijing pack this December. Being that it is a China exclusive, these definitely do have very good potential for some small profit, but a low margin, unfortunately, due to the expected high retail on these. Honestly, the packaging alone makes me really want these, but I primarily just want the LeBron 8. Moving on, we will be seeing the Dunk Low Medium Curry dropping in early 2021 for $110. Expect these to be very profitable with a great margin when they do end up releasing. Once again, one of the many dunks to look forward to coming up. Then we got an in-hand look at the undefeated Air Max 97 courtesy of Sold by JC. This colorway you're seeing on the screen right now is the Militia Green, but there are 3 in total, the rest of which we only have mock-ups of currently. These will be dropping in December for $180. Although the first undefeated Air Max 97 collab did numbers, I'm not expecting the same result for these. Undefeated collabs just haven't had the same hype as they used to have in general, not to mention the relatively high stock. Regardless, I'm still expecting some potential for lunch money, nothing too significant though. Then finally, before we jump into Yeezys, we got to see a shock drop for the Air Force One skeleton in Europe just the other day. US did have a little bit of fun too. We'll discuss that later. I can't stress enough to you guys to follow my Twitter, KeithAdam10, and personals for you, just so you get instant notifications when types of things like this do occur. And for those of you interested in early info, on the other hand, for shock drops, the limited endurance restock will take place on November 1st, Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 p.m. CET, 10 p.m. CEST. I will tweet the link from KeithAdam10. Good luck, of course. Now, jumping to Yeezys, the Yeezy 380 Calcite Adidas raffle has started on the Adidas app, and official images have also loaded. I would not suggest going for these for resale purposes due to the high retail of $250, combined with the overall low demand recently for 380s. Personal only as of now, but a pretty cool personal in my opinion at least, just because they do glow in the dark. Now, onto some more interesting news for Yeezys. The Yeezy 700 V3 Kyanite will be dropping in early 2021 for $200. Just like prior 700 V3s, expect these to be very profitable with a great margin as well. Full throttle for sure. Mock-ups courtesy of Yeezy Mafia. Also, don't forget that in November, we have the Yellow Safflower pair dropping on the 14th, which should also be very profitable with a great margin. Just one of the many November drops to look forward to. Then we also got a mock-up of the Yeezy 700 V2 Cream dropping in March for $300. I wouldn't expect anything notable for these, even even on small sizes, unfortunately. Personal only, but perhaps things will change as we approach the drop. I personally doubt it, but I'll keep you updated, of course. Moving on, official images have loaded for Yeezy 350 Fade, which drops for $220 on November 11th. I do not expect these to perform very well. At best, maybe a little bit of lunch money in sizes under 8 if you don't have tax in your state, as I mentioned in my sneakers to resell in November video, which I highly suggest checking out if you still have not already. Then moving on to Jordans, with Yeezys out of the way now, we have some very exciting news. The Jordan 1 High OG Trophy Room will be releasing November 11th for $170. Expect these to be extremely profitable with a great margin. Full throttle on these for sure. Man, do I need a personal for these. And I'm sure many of you guys do agree. Moving on, we saw the Jordan 4 Fire Red shock drop just a few days ago. Their full release, though, will be November 28th, so don't worry if you did miss out. You still have another chance to get your hands on these. However, again, I cannot stress this enough. Make sure you follow my Twitter, KeithAdam10, and personals for you for free instant notifications on shock drops. On the other hand, if you do prefer the early info like I was discussing before, you could try for the Endurance restock on Sunday, November 1st at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. For example, when it came to this drop, we obviously knew about this for a significant period of time. It was no surprise to all members. Then we got to see exclusive access for the Jordan 1 Mocha, Jordan 5 What The, and numerous other shoes. Again, make sure you're following the Twitter accounts for these types of urgent updates. Also, of course, make sure to subscribe and enable post notifications to stay updated on any Had Cop guides, market changes, etc. Then moving on, courtesy of Sneaker Tiger, we got a detailed look at the Jordan 1 Silver Toe. These dropped February 12th for $170. Definitely expect these to be very profitable with a good margin. Then we also got our first in-hand look at the Jordan 1 University Blue, whereas before we only saw mock-ups. It seems that they are going to be using nubuck on these, which I think looks really nice. These released February 20th for $170 and will definitely be very profitable with a good margin too. But anyway, that will conclude it for today. Feel free to leave a like if you did enjoy or you perhaps learn a thing or two. Also, of course, subscribe and enable post notifications just so you stay 100% updated on all hyped releases. And also feel free to check out the links in the description below for reliable, fast, residential proxies and pre-verified Nike and Adidas accounts. Also remember that the limited endurance restock will be Sunday, November 1st at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 p.m. CET, 10 p.m. CEST. And last but not least, make sure to follow KeithAdam10 and personals for you, just so you guys stay updated on all urgent info, like what I was mentioning earlier today. Now with that, I'll see you guys later. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and good luck on these upcoming drops.
Get that big foot away from me. Get your foot off my foot. Ah. Why are you hurting me with your foot? Can't you find somewhere else to keep it put? Get your foot off my foot. Ah.